Hey there Star Wars fans, and welcome back to Astromech Productions, a Star Wars and LEGO Star Wars YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be going over my top 10 most nostalgic LEGO Star Wars sets, in my opinion. Over the course of LEGO Star Wars' 22-year history, it's made tons of awesome sets, but every person has those sets that are just really nostalgic to them, and they have a special hold over them. So, I'm now going to be counting down those sets for me. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first set on my list is General Grievous' wheel bikes at 75040, came out back in 2014 for £20 or $25. Has 261 pieces and 2 minifigures. I remember this set being given to me, it must have been by my aunt and uncle, I think, well, pretty much when it came out. And it was the first time I got a Grievous minifigure, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever, because, you know, obviously, when I was that age, you know, a cyborg with 4 arms was just awesome. I mean, I'd seen the movie, obviously, but in LEGO, it was just so cool. And I love the way the wheel bike kind of spun and you could put the legs up. And I remember being in my room and just like catapulting this wheel bike across my room and like breaking it several times. And yeah, I always remember having kind of big problems because I wanted Grievous to have 4 lightsabers. And in the set, I don't think he comes with 4 lightsabers. So I've kind of constantly got some of my other Jedis missing lightsabers because I've just given them to General Grievous because he looks so much cooler with 4 lightsabers than just like that staff thing. So yeah, it's such a good set. I love it so much. Next we have the First Order Transporter at 75103, came out in 2015 for £80 or $90. Has 792 pieces and 7 minifigures. So I think I've talked about this on the channel before. I'm like a kind of roughly sequel trilogy era kind of person, and I don't remember this set coming out, but I remember first seeing it back, it must have been 2016, 2015. I'm not entirely sure when I first saw it, but it was kind of like, to me it was like the Republic gunship, but for the First Order, because it had, you know, that transporter minifigure style. And I just always thought it was really cool. I actually got this set about a year and a half ago. It took me a while to build it though, because there were some pieces missing. I ordered it on eBay. But it was such a cool set, and it is such a cool set. And I've only got one, and I really want more. But there's just something about this set. It's a very simple set, but at the same time it's really cool because it's got that kind of transporter element to it, and I absolutely love it. We then have the Resistance Bomber set 75188, came out back in 2017 for £100 or $110. Has 778 pieces and 5 minifigures. Now this set, I don't think I was particularly aware of it when it first came out, but I remember going to, I was at one of my friend's places, and he had this set, and you know when you've got a friend who has a lot of LEGO Star Wars and you walk in and you look at the set, I was like, oh, that's really cool, I like this set. And then sometimes you just see that one set, it's like, oh my god, that's such a cool set. And I remember kind of picking it up and swishing it around and really wanted that set. I still haven't got it, which sucks. It's got such good minifigures and it's such a good build, and I just love the bomb mechanism in it. I think it's such an awesome set, and I think just because, you know, I can still remember just seeing it for the first time and being like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I think for that reason it's just super nostalgic for me. The fourth set on my list is the First Order Star Destroyer set 75190, came out in 2017 for £130 or $150. Has 1,416 pieces and 7 minifigures. It was probably the first kind of big set that I ever bought. Usually I generally kind of buy slightly smaller sets, but this was the first major kind of large scale set that I ever bought. But I got it quite cheaply. I think I got it for like £95, and I had £70 worth of Amazon vouchers. So I only actually paid 25 quid for it, which was a really, really good deal. And I've always been slightly disappointed with the set that only has 7 minifigures, but it's still such a good set, and I just always remember buying it because it was, you know, my first big set, and the excitement of building it, and it was so cool. It was, I mean, by my first big set, the first big set I bought, obviously I'd had big sets before, but usually I kind of buy the slightly smaller ones. It's such a nice set, and it's kind of like one of the pride of my collection. We next have the Clone Troopers vs Droid Battle Packs at 75000, came out back in 2013 for £12 or $13. Has 124 pieces and 4 minifigures. And I think the reason this one sticks out in my mind is for 2 reasons actually. Number 1, because I remember getting the green clones and thinking they were so cool. because I haven't really seen green clones before, because I don't think that those kind of clones were actually in Attack of the Clones, and at that point I hadn't seen the Clone Wars, so I hadn't seen Commander Green and everything. And also it was the first set I got 2 of. I mean, it was a kind of like a couple of months, maybe a year or so apart that I got the 2 sets, but I remember getting the second one and being like, oh, this is really cool, I've already got the set, and now I've got 2 of them, and I've got 4 droids and 4 of the clones. And yeah, it was really cool, and I kind of built them into my base really nicely, because I love the little command center build with it, and I just think it's such a cool set, and it's a really nice battle pack, and yeah, definitely one of my favourites. The 6th set I have on my list is the Duel on Geonosis set 75017. Came out back in 2013 for £40 or $40. Has 391 pieces and 4 minifigures. This is one of the sets that I actually don't have intact, because I transformed it into like my dark side kind of base thing, because I really like the thing. But I remember getting this set, and I remember kind of unpacking it I got it at Christmas, and I remember kind of tearing the wrapping paper off and, you know, seeing Yoda fighting Count Dooku, and it was just the coolest thing, because I hadn't got a Yoda mini before, and I hadn't got a Count Dooku mini figure before. And also I remember having that curved blade and being so excited about having that curved blade, because I wasn't too old then, I was fairly old, but I wasn't that old, and the chrome curved blade was like the height of excitement back then. And I remember kind of wiggling Yoda around on that kind of stick thing he has on his neck and breaking it all the time, because I wasn't particularly careful. And yeah, I mean, it's not a huge set, it's not a particularly showy set, but it is a really nice solid set. The 7th set on my list is the Vancore Bits at 75005, came out in 2013 for £65 or $60. There's 380 pieces and 4 minifigures, and this is a set that, again, I have disassembled, but not because I've built it into another base, because it's scattered in parts in various boxes, and I'm not sure where half the parts are, and I really need to rebuild it. But also, I think it goes with one of the other sets that's on this list, that being Jabba's Palace. And I think because it goes with Jabba's Palace is what makes it all the more special. Also, it's got the huge Vancore, which is really cool. And that was the first Luke Skywalker I had, and I think it's the only kind of proper one I've got. I've got a couple of other ones, but that's kind of the one I use. If I'm ever, I've got Luke Skywalker in a base, or I'm doing something with the Luke Skywalker, I'll use that one, because he's really cool, and he's the only one I've got. So yeah, the Vancore Pit, I mean, it's not a big set, but it's just really cool, and looks like it's what it's supposed to, and has, obviously, the big fig Vancore, which I love. The next set on my list is the Ewok Village, set 10236, came out back in 2013 for £200 or $250. Has 1,190 pieces and 17 minifigures. And I remember when this set came out, or I remember before it came out, it must have come out, I think it's September, October sort of wave of 2013, because I remember seeing it comes out on September the 25th, I seem to remember. I remember the set weirdly well, because when I saw it for the first time, it was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen. And my mum, who's not particularly into Star Wars and not particularly into Lego, also thought it was cool, and we spent like 10 minutes looking at it, because we both loved it. And it's one of those sets that's been kind of a running joke in my family for years. I really want it, they won't get it for me because it's super expensive, so someday I'm going to buy it. I haven't actually got it, which really sucks, but I definitely want to buy it. It's one of those sets, it's maybe not the best set, or the best spend of money, but it's got just that nostalgia, and I've always wanted it. And it also helps that Return of the Jedi is my favourite Star Wars movie, so yeah, it's just a super cool set from Return of the Jedi, and an awesome set in general. The penultimate set is Palpatine's Arrest, set 7526, came out back in 2012, was for £60 or $90. It's 346 pieces and 6 minifigures. This set is just such a good set. I mean, not only is it nostalgic, but it's such an awesome set, and I really, really want them to remake it, because the minifigures in this set are so good. Like, usually in a set like this, they do a kind of a couple of the Jedi, and then they, chuck some clone troopers in there or something. But for this set, they kind of had to include all the Jedi, plus Palpatine, plus Anakin, which is so good, and it's got so much functionality and so many little features, and it just looks so good. Now, unfortunately, many years ago, when I was making my light side base, I kind of disassembled it, and, well, not disassembled it, but I changed it into my light side base, so I haven't actually really got the set in its original form anymore, which I kind of want to have it in its original form, but at the same time I really don't want to destroy this lightsaber base because I've kind of been building it for like 6-7 years. So, and it's quite hard to get another version of it because I believe it might have been a Toys R Us exclusive, or it's definitely exclusive to somewhere, so it's super expensive now. But it's such a good set, it holds such a special place in my heart, and it makes up like half the Jedi minifigures I have. In fact, probably not half, probably slightly less, but it's still such a good set, and such an iconic scene from Return of the Jedi, such good minifigures, and the aesthetic and the functionality of it is amazing. And finally we have the behemoth that is Jabba's Palace. Set 9516 came out back in 2012 for £120 or $120, 717 pieces and 10 minifigures. And this set, no matter what other sets come out ever, will always be my most nostalgic set because it was the first LEGO Star Wars set I got. Before this, I think I probably got maybe like one battle pack, maybe two, and a couple of those like tiny little sets that you got in like magazines and stuff that my grandparents had given me, but this was the first set that my parents bought me, and it's just such a cool set as well. Quite why they bought me such a big set for my first one, I don't know, because if I hadn't liked it, it would have been a bit of a problem. But also I think because it got discontinued quite quickly because there was a controversy about it. For some reason, I'm not entirely sure how accurate that was, but I won't get into that. And yeah, so it got discontinued, and it's such a good set. I love it so much. I actually had to, I disassembled it a few days ago because I realised, it was in terrible condition. Because I've had it for so long, it gets dusty. I think this will be the third time I built it. So once when I got it, I rebuilt it again 2 or 3 years ago, and I'm rebuilding it now because it's just got dusty and there are pieces missing. It's a bit all over the place, and it's not in great condition, and I think it's got like a few pen marks on it and pieces cracked and missing because I took very bad care of it because I didn't know how much I'd value it. But I love the set so much, and it's got brilliant figures and it's a brilliant build, and it's just all around an amazing set, and certainly my most nostalgic LEGO Star Wars set. So guys, what are the sets that you find most nostalgic? If you enjoyed the video, a like would be hugely appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe and turn your post notification bells on. May the Force be with you, and I'll see you next time on Astromech Productions.